I'm 94 years old, and for 40 years I studied the science of aging. And I need to tell you something that most people don't realize until it's too late. Your body has two ages, one you can't control, and one you absolutely can. My name is Dr. Benjamin Carter, and I'm a gerontologist. That's a fancy word for someone who studies aging. And I'm making this video because I spent 4 decades researching how and why we age. And I watched colleagues and friends ignore everything the science told us. And I watched them die at 65, 70, 75. While I'm sitting here at 94, still sharp, still walking, still living independently. Not because I'm special, because I listened to what the research was screaming at us. Before you think this is another video about eating kale and doing yoga, let me tell you why you should actually care about this. Because right now, today, your body is aging. And it's aging either faster or slower than the number on your birthday cake suggests. And here's the part nobody tells you. Most people think aging is genetic fate. My grandmother lived to 95, so I probably will too. Or, heart disease runs in my family, so I'm probably screwed. But the science says something completely different. 60 to 80% of how you age is controllable. Not genetics. Controllable. Let me say that again. The majority of your aging rate is determined by what you do every single day, not what your parents passed down to you. I started studying aging because my father died when I was 23 years old. He was 58, heart attack. And everyone said, well, heart disease ran in his family. Nothing anyone could have done. But I went to graduate school and I learned that wasn't true. My father smoked 2 packs a day. He worked 70-hour weeks. He never exercised. He ate terrible food, and he died at 58, not because of his genes, but because of his choices. And I decided right then that I was going to understand how aging actually works. Not the folk wisdom, not the family mythology, the actual cellular biology of why our bodies break down. And what I learned changed everything. Let me explain something that took me years to understand. When someone asks you how old you are, you tell them a number. 47, 62, 33. That's your chronological age, the number of times Earth has gone around the sun since you were born. But that number is almost meaningless. What actually matters is your biological age, and biological age is completely different. Let me give you an example. I have 2 friends from graduate school. Both turned 50 last year. Same birthday, actually. They met at the same party. One of them climbs mountains, runs marathons, has the energy of someone half her age. The other can barely climb a flight of stairs without getting winded, has high blood pressure, pre-diabetic, looks and feels 10 years older than she is. Same chronological age, completely different biological ages. Here's the metaphor I want you to understand. Think of your body like a car. 2 cars roll off the assembly line the same year, same make, same model, both 2010 vehicles. But one owner changes the oil regularly, rotates the tires, keeps it in a garage, drives carefully. That car in 2025 still runs like it's 5 years old. The other owner never changes the oil, drives it hard, leaves it outside in the weather, parks it in salt in the winter. That car in 2025 is falling apart, needs constant repairs, barely runs. Same year, completely different conditions. That's chronological age versus biological age. Your chronological age is the year your body rolled off the assembly line. Your biological age is how much damage and wear you've accumulated. And here's the thing nobody tells you when you're young. The damage accumulates slowly. You don't notice it happening. You're 25 and you can eat garbage and stay up all night and bounce back the next day. You're 35 and you can still do it, but it takes a little longer to recover. But what you don't see is that at the cellular level, at the molecular level, damage is building up. Your cells are starting to forget how to do their jobs. Your operating system is getting corrupted. And by the time you're 50, 60, 70, that damage is so extensive that your body can't keep up with repairs anymore. And that's when disease shows up. Heart disease, cancer, diabetes, Alzheimer's, all of it. But here's what I learned in 40 years of research. That damage, most of it is preventable. Most of it is reversible if you catch it early enough. When I was 54 years old, I did something I should have done years earlier. I measured my own biological age. We had just developed a new test in my lab. It's called phenotypic age, and it measures how your body is actually functioning based on 9 biomarkers from a regular blood test. I was 54 chronologically. I thought I was doing pretty well. I ate okay. I exercised sometimes. The test said I was 61. My biological age was 7 years older than my chronological age, which meant I was aging faster than I should be, which meant if I didn't change something, I was going to die younger than I needed to. That was my wake-up call. And I'm telling you this because most of you watching this have no idea how fast you're aging right now. You might be 30 chronologically, but 35 biologically. Or 40 chronologically, but 47 biologically. And every year that gap gets wider. So let me explain what biological age actually measures, because understanding this is the first step to controlling it. Your body is made of about 37 trillion cells. Each cell has a specific job. Liver cells detoxify, heart cells pump blood, brain cells process information, skin cells protect you from the outside world. And when you're young, those cells know their jobs. They have an instruction manual. We call this the epigenome. Think of it like the operating system on your computer. Your DNA is the hardware. You can't change it much. But the epigenome is the software that tells each cell what to do. And when you're young, that software runs clean. But as you age, that software gets corrupted. Cells start forgetting their instructions. Liver cells don't detoxify as well. Heart cells don't pump as efficiently. Brain cells start misfiring. Skin cells stop repairing damage. And the more corrupted the software gets, the more your body breaks down. That's aging. And what causes the corruption? Everything. Stress, poor sleep, bad food, sitting all day, inflammation, toxins. All of it corrupts the operating system little by little until your cells can't do their jobs anymore. But here's the amazing thing. The corruption is reversible, at least partially. If you change your inputs, your cells can clean up some of that corruption and start functioning better again. I know because I did it. At 54, I was biologically 61. I made changes, big changes. And 5 years later, at 59 chronologically, I tested again. My biological age was 56. I had reversed 5 years of aging in 5 years of time, which meant I'd bought myself back 10 years. Now I'm 94 chronologically. I test at 72 biologically. I've given myself a 22-year advantage, and I'm going to tell you exactly what I did. Not because I'm special, but because the science works for anyone who applies it. First thing I did was fix my sleep. And I know you've heard this before, but you don't understand how critical it is. When you sleep, your brain has a cleaning system. It's called the glymphatic system, and it only works when you're in deep sleep. It flushes out all the toxic proteins that build up in your brain during the day. Proteins that, if they accumulate, lead to Alzheimer's and dementia. If you're only getting 5 or 6 hours of sleep, your brain isn't cleaning itself. Those toxins are building up, night after night after night. And in 20, 30, 40 years, you're going to pay the price. I started sleeping 8 hours a night, every night, non-negotiable. Second thing I did was change when I ate. Not just what I ate, when. The research on caloric restriction is very clear. If you eat less, you live longer. It's been proven in every species we've tested. Worms, flies, mice, monkeys. Probably humans too, but most people can't maintain a 20% calorie deficit forever. So scientists found a shortcut: fasting. If you compress your eating into a smaller window, you get a lot of the same benefits as caloric restriction. Your cells go into a repair mode. They clean out damaged parts. They become more resilient. I started eating all my food in an 8-hour window, usually between noon and 8 p.m. That means I'm fasting 16 hours a day, every day. It was hard at first, but after 2 weeks, my body adjusted, and within 6 months, I could feel the difference. More energy, better focus, less inflammation. Third thing was protein, and this one is tricky because it changes as you age. When you're young, low protein is actually better for longevity. It activates certain pathways in your cells that make them more resilient. But when you're older, especially past 60, you need more protein because your muscles start breaking down faster than you can build them back up. It's called sarcopenia. And if you lose too much muscle, everything else falls apart. You become frail. You fall. You break bones. You end up in a nursing home. So I increased my protein intake, especially after workouts. And speaking of workouts, fourth thing was strength training. This is non-negotiable. Cardio is fine. Walking is great. But if you're not lifting weights, you're losing muscle mass every single year after 30, about 3 to 8% per decade. By the time you're 70, if you haven't been strength training, you've lost 30 to 40% of your muscle mass, and with it goes your independence. I lift weights 3 times a week, have been doing it since I was 55, and at 94, I'm stronger than most 70-year-olds. Fifth thing was inflammation. This is the silent killer. Chronic, low-grade inflammation is what drives almost every disease of aging. Heart disease, cancer, Alzheimer's, diabetes, all of it. And what causes inflammation? Processed food, sugar, stress, poor sleep, sitting all day, toxins. I cut out processed food almost entirely. No refined sugar, very little refined carbs, mostly whole foods, vegetables, fruits, fish, nuts, olive oil. And within a year, my inflammation markers dropped by half. Now I know what you're thinking. That sounds like a lot of work. I don't have time for all that. But here's what I need you to understand. You're making a choice either way. You can make the choice to prioritize these things now and buy yourself decades of healthy life. Or you can ignore them and spend your last 20 years in decline, sick, dependent, suffering. Because that's the reality. Most people don't die quickly. They die slowly. They spend 10, 15, 20 years with diabetes, heart disease, dementia, unable to do the things they love, burden on their families. That's not genetic fate. That's the result of decades of choices. I watched my colleagues make those choices. Brilliant scientists who understood the biology of aging better than almost anyone. And they still didn't apply it. They still worked 80-hour weeks. They still ate garbage. They still didn't exercise. They still ignored their sleep. And I watched them die at 65, 70, 75, while I'm here at 94. Not because I'm smarter, because I took the science seriously. Here's what I want you to do, right now, today. First, find out your biological age. There are free calculators online. You need 9 biomarkers from a standard blood test. If you've had a physical in the last year, you probably have them already. Go to your medical records, find your last blood test, input the values into a phenotypic age calculator. It'll take 5 minutes, and when you get that number, compare it to your chronological age. If your biological age is higher than your chronological age, you're aging too fast, and every year that gap gets wider unless you do something about it. Second, pick one thing from what I told you and start doing it. Don't try to change everything at once. Just one thing. Fix your sleep, or start fasting, or add strength training, or cut out processed food. Pick one. Do it for 3 months, then test again. And here's what you'll find. When you change one thing, the others get easier. When you sleep better, you have more energy to exercise. When you exercise, you sleep better. When you eat better, you have more energy and better sleep. It's a positive feedback loop, and it compounds over time. I'm 94 years old. I have the biological age of a 72-year-old. I live independently. I walk 3 miles a day. I cook my own food. I read. I write. Most people my age are in nursing homes. Or dead. Not because they had bad genes, because they made bad choices for 50 years. You still have time, but only if you start now. Because the damage you're accumulating today determines your health in 30, 40, 50 years. And every year you wait makes it harder to reverse. Your cells don't know how old you are. They only know how you've treated them. So what are you going to do? Are you going to keep living like you have unlimited time? Or are you going to take control of the one thing you actually can control, your biological age? If this video changed how you think about aging, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Leave a comment and tell me what you're going to change. And subscribe, because I'm 94 years old and I have more to say before my time runs out. The clock is ticking. For all of us. What are you going to do with the time you have left?